the work culture here sucks.
Yeah.
How is working with AK as a boss? I've never seen.
Me and another girl who was working there, we were literally like locked inside the bath. But I think if I come back, I probably won't practice architecture. I would love to teach
So tell us more about houses I can't afford.
and make time for hobbies because life is not only about doing one thing, especially when you're in a
Hello and welcome to Brutalism and Bananas. This episode is coming to you all the way from Sydney. Please welcome Vaishnavi Bopiah. Hi Vaishnavi.
hi.
Tell you a little bit about Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi is in Australia. She's working with architects Nicholas and Associates.
Yeah,
And she's been there since 2018, 2017, 2018,
2018, 2018. Yeah.
2018, and she has worked. So, what are the roles that you had mentioned in your CV?
So I started off as an architectural graduate, and then I became a project architect. And then I have been associate for the past 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So she's worked there for quite some time now, and she does talk about her journey there. So stay tuned. And she worked in Bangalore as well. So we have like a little bit of a comparison for you to see and realize that the work culture here sucks.
Yeah. It's been like really good, really rewarding for me personally. So I've been in the same firm for the past 7 years now. Oh my God, I think I complete 7 years next week or this week. I don't even remember. And my bosses are really nice people. And I think one thing I'd like to say is Australia has an amazing work-life balance, which I think I don't know where else you would get it. I'm not sure about other countries, but we work like well now we've started to do a 9-day fortnight. That's why I have this Friday off. So it's been I think staying with one firm has been really like fruitful as well because I've had a lot of other people who I graduated with and they kind of change firms every 2 years, every 3 years. But like the life cycle of a project itself is so long, so
So
you kind of
long.
have to stay to see it through from sketch design through to construction. Till now, like literally every year, I've seen a project on site, which has been really, really nice.
Right.
I've had hands-on site experience, and obviously my bosses have guided me so well. And when I first started working on site, it was intimidating because I was like, first of all, I'm a brown person and I'm a woman, and I don't know if
Yeah.
these people are going to take me seriously because my other boss was an associate director. She's also a person of color, and
Right.
she's this tour de force. She like deals with things head on and really well. So it was really nice to have like a role model like her in place at the workplace to kind of take forward to on site. And I think I got lucky because the clients were really nice, the builders were really nice, and it was smooth sailing, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Obviously, the first month I was like trying to find my feet. I was like, oh, do I actually say this? I don't want to hurt feelings and this and that. And they were like, there's no hurting feelings over here. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You just have to say it. So, since then, I think I have also mustered a lot of courage to kind of speak to people and,
Right.
be open about things I like and I don't like.
Correct.
Because there's always this apprehension, right? Because architecture is so subjective, and your client might like something, but how do you kind of tell them that just because it's trending, it doesn't have to be nice? Maybe it doesn't suit you. Maybe after you move into the house, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is outdated, and then what do I do?
Very
Um,
thoughtful response. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, like, even while choosing your firm, I think people need to be like, I think a lot of people also get carried away with the whole architect nature of
Yeah.
architecture and award-winning firms and this and that. Not to say that they're not good places to work at. Some places are like amazing to work at. And obviously it's about the people you meet and the kind of mindset you go in with. If you're ready for a grind, of course, like go for it. But
Right.
otherwise, I think you kind of have to balance your work life really well,
Absolutely.
and make time for hobbies, because life is not only about doing one thing, especially when you're in a profession like architecture. You can do so many other things. You can do photography, you can do
Yeah.
branding, you can do other kinds of designs. So,
You did your internship at two places according to
yeah.
your, yeah. So one was possibly like a summer internship.
No, no, no. So, you know how we have our last semester, sorry, last year in architecture
Yeah.
to
Huh.
do your internship. So I did 6 months with Biome and 6 months with Anand.
Oh, so you had like a full year of internship, is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about you guys? You didn't have a full
We
year, is
had
it?
only 6 months.
Ah, okay. So we had a 1 year stint. So you could do the
Oh,
entire 1 year with one person, or you could do 6 months and 6 months. So
oh,
I
that's
did 6 months and 6 months in, yeah, two different places.
with Biome and with FirmTerra.
FirmTerra, yeah.
Right. So how was that experience?
Good. But the two experiences were very, very different. So again, Biome was the first place I interned at, and obviously just getting out of architecture school, like I wanted to go somewhere nice. I wanted to go to a architectural place, so to say, to kind of hone all those skills. And I guess that's what you know when you get out of architecture school, because they don't tell you about the practice or business of the profession as much.
Yeah,
So
like how I
yeah,
went
in
to Joy.
yeah. So interviewed at Biome, got in. The firm was like really, really far away. It was in Vidyaranyapura in Bangalore, which is like in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And again, we used to work like Monday to I think Sunday. Sundays were like was like half a day. We used to get lunch in the office.
Okay.
Um, and we used to start early. I think we used to start at around like 8:39 in the morning and go on till whenever your body could take it, I guess. So that being my first experience in the field, I was just like, is this what the profession is going to be like?
Right.
Um, I mean, saying all this, it was a great learning experience. Now, when I look back at it, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did my internship over there. Like, learning from Chitra ma'am was like a great experience. I guess, again, those days, the concept of sustainability wasn't so strong, and she was one of the only few people who was doing this circular economy of building and practices of sustainability. Both she and her husband and the entire practice were so involved in everything. Even the kind of food we got to eat at the firm, like it was all really healthy, almost like an Ayurvedic meal that kept you going through the day. And every Friday or every alternate Friday, I think they used to have this session where we all used to come together and, talk about the project you're working on, or talk about something new that you've learned in the field of architecture, about a book that you're reading.
Okay.
So things like that were really nice.
To hear
But there
this.
was a point where me and another girl who was working there, we were literally like locked inside the bathroom in Biome, and we were told to like learn all the standard measurements of how high a basin is mounted, how far the loo is mounted from the wall, and we were just stuck in there for like 20 minutes with our measuring tape, measuring things and learning the normal heights of mounting things in a
Oh
bathroom. And
God.
that's when it struck me. I was just like, dude, I think I'm actually done here. And I was like, I don't think I can work in a place like this. And
Right.
I think I actually finished my internship a week and a half early, because I was like, if I'm here for like a day longer, I might start like hating the profession. I don't know. Or I might not be brave enough to continue in the field of architecture. Saying that again, the people that I met were really nice. I was introduced to a lot of good music over there, and yeah, saw the world through a completely different lens, really. And then I moved to FirmTerra, yeah. So I took there was like a 1 month break in between, I think November, December break that we usually had in our semester. Yeah.
How is working with AK as a boss? I've never seen him as a boss.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, obviously.
'Cause, but yeah, AK was really nice. Yeah, it was again a very chill firm. We were all women in the firm at that point in time, so it was really nice, very fun, fresh atmosphere. He took us on a lot of like completed work, site visits, which is really nice. Took us to
Okay.
Karaikudi, which is really nice. Yeah, I like really enjoyed working at FirmTerra. Yeah. But again, I think I honestly got really lucky with my job over here as well, because there was a point in time, I think this was around 2022, where I decided that, oh, I've been in this job for like 4 years now. I should probably like put myself out there and see what's new, and what my worth is, like in terms of a salary scale as well. And I went out and interviewed at these very popular award-winning firms, and I got through all their interviews. And they also kind of, I think, hired me because by that time I was a brand of my own, as houses I can't afford. Um, but at the interview, I was completely like blinded by everything, and I was like, I definitely want to work with you guys. I'm happy with whatever salary, like this and that. And then I came back home and I told Neelam, and he's like, Vaish, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you like throwing away your life like this? And basically, at the interview, they were like, do you have any holiday planned for the next 1 year? And I was like, no, I don't, but I'm also on a temporary visa right now. I haven't got my permanent visa. And also, my entire family is abroad. So, if there's a family emergency, I will have to go back home. And they were like, oh, we're going to be putting you on this really big project. You're going to be the project architect on it. And we can't afford for you to take any holidays. Say, if you take a holiday, like, what are we going to do at that point in time? And I was like, I don't know, like, it's your firm. Like, I'm sure I'll be working with a team, right? Since it's such a big project, I'm not going to be the only person. So I'm sure somebody can fill in.
Yeah,
Worst case
yeah.
scenario, I always work from home. So I can work from India. That's not an issue. And I was just like, man, this star protective behavior doesn't go away anywhere. So to look at it from a wider perspective, I just got lucky with my
Yeah.
bosses. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think that there would be another boss that'd be like, you actually need a break, like go take a holiday. Like nobody would say that,
Yeah.
So that's why when people come here and when they're applying for jobs, I'm like, please run it past me, because I don't want you to get stuck in a firm like this and then be like, oh, Vaish never told me. Or rather, like, I would feel bad saying that they're not having a good experience in a foreign country. Like, it's hard, like being away from home and everything, and you don't want to hate your job by the end of the day. So that's why I said, like, if anybody from from WCFA as well wants to like go abroad, I'm happy to kind of be that point of contact for them. I have
Oh,
no
okay.
worries giving advice to people that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Australia like always on your mind, or
Australia became an option eventually because in 2015, just before the internship, my friend and I, we went to the UK to AA to do a summer school, which was a great experience. Like we were introduced to like augmented reality. We worked a lot with the Oculus. We worked with a lot of softwares like Blender and Unity, which is not usually taught in Indian colleges. So it was a real eye opener. And we
okay,
also kind of went to see if London would be a nice place to like live in and study in. I didn't really feel that way because there were a few like racial things that happened over there to us as Indian students, which I didn't really enjoy. And I was like, if my dad is putting his hard-earned money to send me somewhere, I've got to be happy in that country. And then I was in this group with another Turkish girl and an Australian girl who I still am extremely good friends with. And the Australian girl sort of convinced me that Australia is a nice place and I should probably put it on my radar, which I did by the end of it. And then I started looking at courses over there, and the courses in Australia felt a lot more grounded and
okay,
practical.
okay.
like the AA and Bartlett and schools like that are really nice, but it's, I guess those kind of schools give you a lot of room for creative exploration and imagination and things like that. Things that you work on over there can't really be put into the real world. Like you can't really build those things in the real world. But Australia was more practical. It was more brick and mortar and, how to build and things like
Correct.
that. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And this is what I kind of have the aptitude for. And that's what led to Australia. Yeah.
Okay.
And I still think when a lot of people ask me about Australia, I still tell them that Australia is a developing country because it's so small and it's built on immigrants. And there's so much room for creative freedom over here, People are not afraid over here to experiment, which has been really nice.
Right.
Yeah, and I love being here, to be honest. But I think if I come back, I probably won't practice architecture. I would love to teach. I feel like I would be a good teacher. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to impart and to guide people in the right direction as well. I really want to explore that in India. And I think when I came this time to Mysore, I went to WCFA and I really like the campus. It's
Yeah.
such a like beautiful place to like learn in. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope the kids there are kind of making use of that.
A lot of my classmates as well, they moved to Australia for their masters, but I think they
Hmm.
were more towards Melbourne, uh,
Okay.
not towards Sydney.
Yeah.
Uh, and they had like a really hard time finding jobs. Is that
Okay.
something you experienced as well, or is it something that people should sort of consider while shifting now?
I think when you move abroad, there's always that thing of it is hard to find a job. For me,
Right.
as a personal experience, again, I think I got really lucky because I landed this job 1 week after I graduated.
Wow. Okay.
Um, but I think it depends because the construction industry has been up and down since COVID.
Right.
So a lot of architecture firms um, kind of did not have that kind of work to kind of show the future trajectory for them to hire people. So a lot of people have still been without jobs. I still know few people who
Mm-hmm.
sadly text me and be like, "Hey, are you hiring? Or do you know people who are hiring?" And I don't really have an answer for that right now.
Right.
And also, I think if you hire like fresh blood,
Mm.
there's a lot of time that goes in training them. And
Mm-hmm.
I think smaller firms don't have the capacity to do that. But I
Right.
think this is weird to say, but it's easier to get a job in a larger firm than a smaller firm. So
Yeah.
companies that are like, say, multinational or that have branches in various cities in Australia, it's easier to get a job over there because
Right.
they kind of just want labor. Like you're just going to be another brick in the wall and you're just going to be drafting all day, all night. Like I was very particular about that. I did not want to work for a big firm. I only wanted to work for a small firm and I only wanted to do houses. So I
Okay.
was super picky when I applied and I like even to this date in the office, I'm like, I will help on a class two, sorry, on an apartment building, but I will not work on it full time. So I guess what I also did was when I was studying my master's at UNSW, um, to be honest with you, the master's program was very easy. It was almost like an extension to my bachelor's.
Okay.
I did learn a few things, but it wasn't as immersive as I would have wanted it to be. But I used that time that I had to like build contacts in the profession. So on the days that I didn't have universities or on the weekends, like I use Instagram like LinkedIn and I used to like follow architects as to be like, hey, I see that you're building this house. Can I come along for a tour? So I started establishing my professional network while I was studying, which has proved to be really, really helpful. And that's the
Right.
biggest tip I give people. I'm like, go to every lecture that happens at your university. Like, be friendly with your professors, like, connect with the with the larger number outside your university, you don't have to be with your three friends always. Like you have to be extroverted and put yourself out there to
Yeah,
land the job that you really want to do.
absolutely. Yeah.
So it is difficult, yes, to find a job, but as long as you have a good portfolio and you have a good personality, you will land the job. I guess in a place like Australia, yeah, people do look at grades, but it's not on top of their list. Because over the last 2 years, I've also been involved in the hiring process of my company.
Right.
And
Okay.
when I sit through the interviews, it's all about personality. It's like, I don't know if you've come across this word, but they're like, are you a good cultural fit to the company? So that means, does your personality kind of work with the other people in the firm? So, and I think that's really, really important because as long as you have a positive outlook, as long as you're a go-getter, you can do any job.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, if you're like, oh, I just want to sit at my desk and just draft, I don't want to be involved in like client meetings. I find it intimidated to talk to people. Um, your time is going to be short-lived in the firm, and or let me not say that, or let me just say that you're probably just going to be stuck at the bottom of the ladder. You're never going to climb that ladder if you don't have that attitude by the end of the day.
Right. Yeah.
Um, that's what I would say about landing a job in any of these cities, really.
So
Yeah.
tell us more about houses I can't afford.
So it's a page I started in 2019. Well,
Uh
it
huh.
started off in, I think, at the end of 2018 itself, because it sort of happened when my parents visited Australia and I got my first job. And my dad was like, oh, since you're earning now, let's look if you can buy a house. And I was like, I don't think in my 10 million years I can buy a house, like at least in the center of Sydney CBD. Like, that's not going to happen unless I win the jackpot or something. So like we used to just like go for like random house inspections like in the neighborhood that I currently live in. And he was like, "Oh my God, like things over here are so unaffordable." And it came off as a joke by the end of it. So when they were here in Australia, I used to take them and show them few of these fancy houses done by some amazing architects over here. And my dad was like, please, like one day you have to design a house like this
Yeah.
for us, and we've got to live in it by the ocean. So, yeah, it started off like that, and I made house stalking my regular hobby on the weekends. So every weekend I used to just step out and literally walk the streets of Sydney. And to be honest, it also became a means of self-education for me because when I started working in the office, I'm like, okay, there's this much you learn in the office, but outside that, like, who's going to teach you what's outside the office, you know? So I just started using it as a means to educate myself about the architects that exist in Sydney, the firms that are doing good work, the way things are built, and to really understand the lifestyle of people in Australia and how they live. Because it's a very healthy, outdoorsy lifestyle over here. So the houses also kind of reflect that, which is really nice. And then through that, I got to meet a lot of architects, not only in Sydney, but also in Melbourne and a few other cities in Australia. And then over the past few years, post COVID, I've taken that hobby of house stalking internationally as well, which has been really,
Wow.
really nice.
Wow.
Um, um, so yeah, houses has done good for me
Yeah.
by the end of it. And in fact, I was in a grocery store the other day and somebody just recognized me and they were like, hey, aren't you the one who runs houses? And I just had this TMZ paparazzi moment and I was like, bye, I am leaving. And I just ran from there. It was so awkward. But I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting recognized in the street, guys. Like, that's big.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I'm like a mini celebrity now. I don't know. I'm joking. But yeah, yeah, it was nice to see my work reach a larger audience.
We'll ask you something about Bopis.
Okay.
give us,
Oh my
give us,
God.
give us
I
a few
literally
dishes that people should absolutely try at Bopis.
Oh, easy. Okay. You have to try the pandi curry because my mom makes that. You have to try the chili pork, which is amazing. And there's like a mutton sukka. I don't know if it's on the menu, but I did have that last time when I was there. But I hope it's on the menu because the mutton sukka is bloody amazing. And all the desserts, like again, because my mom makes all the desserts. Like you just have to have all the desserts at Bopy's. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's very
Oh, and
fun.
for the vegetarians, like I always tell people who are vegetarians to just don't go there. Like it's not worth it.
I
Because
go there. I'm a vegetarian.
are you a vegetarian? Oh shit, I'm so sorry. What do you eat? Like tomato curry or something?
You know, the dal is very nice.
Okay, never had it, so don't know. God.
I, I'm an eggetarian. I eat eggs. So I
Okay.
have like
The
a lot of,
chili egg is good.
yeah, yeah. At AN+A,
Yeah,
uh, is it AN+A or,
it is.
okay. Do you have a favorite project?
Yes. So, it's this project called Glee Books.
Okay.
It's a bookshop. So, to give you some context, the bookshop has a legacy, like an institution legacy, just like Gangaram's in Bangalore. So it's been there since time can tell, really. And we had the opportunity to kind of add a cafe and a sorting area for the books to the shop, but we kind of ended up kind of reviving and renovating the whole shop. And that's the first project I worked on as a site architect. So, and we won an award for it as well. Sorry, I shouldn't say we won an award. We were nominated for a few awards and we got a commendation, which is like a
Okay.
runners up.
Okay.
So yeah, that's very close to my heart. And also because, again, I work mainly in residential architecture, and obviously those houses are not easily visitable, or rather not visitable by people. And this is a public building that I can actually show people and
Okay.
be like,
Okay.
hey, I worked on this and I
Right.
designed the joinery in this and I chose the paint colors for this. So yeah, it's a project that I'm really proud of.
Your favorite architects in Australia right now, other than where
Mm.
you're working?
Mm, favorite architect. Wow. Mm, okay, let me do this. God, now I just want to list a whole lot of architects. But okay, Sydney. Obviously, the Godfathers are really good, like Glenn Murcutt, Peter Stutchbury, Richard Leplastrier. I would recommend every person to look up their work if they're not familiar with their work. Amongst the young people, I would say Anthony Parsons. He literally won all the awards at this year's state award ceremony, and the national award ceremony I think is coming up soon. So I really hope he wins that. Um, in Melbourne, I guess this is kind of an obvious choice, but I would say Studio Bright.
Okay.
They do really expensive work. It's kind of a no budget project for them, like every project, and the details are just like amazing.
Okay.
So I would recommend Studio Bright, and I quite like Kennedy Nolan as well.
Okay.
So I quite like the director of the firm, Rachel Nolan. She dresses really colorfully. She travels the world, and I feel like she has this really whimsical personality, and all that comes out in their work as well. Their work is really colorful, really fun, really nice. Brisbane, I love Vokes and Peters.
Okay.
Again, an amazing practice, big advocates for the profession, really good mentors to a lot of people in the state of Queensland. They also have published a few small books, which are also available on their website. I think some of their short essays are available to read on their website, so I would highly recommend that people read those essays. It's about the Australian context, and it has, I think there are a few essays about their travel to Europe, not India, but Europe and a few other places.
Okay.
So yeah, Vokes and Peters. Perth, there's this architect, Joshua Duncan, who's again really young. He's been doing some really, really good work. out
Okay.
of the land over there. Um, Northern Territory, which is like the center, the desert region of Australia. There are actually, I would call them acquaintances because I was introduced to them through a friend.
Okay.
They are called the Grand Section.
Okay.
They do some really creative work, and it's more research based, their work in Australia. It's more about it. They work a lot with like Glenn Murcutt's philosophy of touching the earth lightly, and how you've got to preserve nature around you, and how nature is equally important when you're
Right.
living inside. Like you've got to learn to appreciate the outdoors. So yeah, that's my list of Australian architects.
That's a great. I think our viewers would really, really find that helpful.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah,
we
but
sh-
thanks for having me.
yeah, we should definitely catch up, like, and not talk architecture.
Yeah, yeah. Just do something chill at my. I'm so looking forward to coming home. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's catch up
yeah,
when you're here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that.
Thank you so much for doing this.
No
I
problem,
really
dude.
appreciate
Anytime.
it. And it was a
Yeah,
really fun session.
yeah,
And
likewise. I don't really get to talk about architecture like this. Like about my past, my past scenarios in architecture. So it's been good. It's been a good reflective podcast. Thank you.